Hello class, now let me continue on task 3 database. Task 3 database, May June 2018, paper 2. Alright, now for the task database, the software that you need to use is Microsoft Access. Now you are now going to prepare some reports and using related tables in a database, and make sure that all dates in the format of DD-MMM-YY. D stand for D, M stand for me, Y stand for year. Alright, so the format for the dates must using this format. And times are displayed in the format HH:MM:SS. H for hour, M for minutes, S for second. Alright, now let's open the Microsoft Access and go to new. Alright, now I'm going to open Access. Alright, now go to new, blank database. Click. Here you have to specify where you want to store your database. By default, if you click on the create button without specifying where you want to store your file, it is by default saved inside the document. So if you want to put inside your source file folder, you can click on this folder and go to the desktop, go to your source file folder and put it inside your source file folder. Alright, so I click OK. Here, now you see the path now change from document into saving inside my source file folder. Right, now I finish, I can click a button create. There we go. Alright, now let me close the table 1 because we are not using this table, we are using the existing table. So close this. Automatically it is also closed in a navigation pane. Alright, now here question 21, you are now going to import the file g218students.csv. Alright, and make sure you use these field names and the data type. Alright, now class, to import the file, first you have to go to external data, new data source from file text file. Class, make sure the text file you choose, it is inside the import and link section. Why? Because now you want to import. You see, if you open your Access, you go to external data, you will see that there are two text files. One from the export group, another one is from the import group. Now you want to import, so make sure you choose from import and link section. Alright class, so now I'm going to go to import new data source from file text file. Now I will browse the file. The file, my folder is on my desktop. Alright. Okay, so the file that I need to import is students.csv. So here we go. Click open. Alright, now I have my file. Then click OK. Alright, here don't do anything because by default it's already detect how they figure out how they describe your data. Then next, here, make sure you tick on the first row contain field name to make sure all these first row become field name. Otherwise, your field name will be field 1, field 2, field 3. We don't want that. We want to use this field name. So make sure you see the difference between I tick and I didn't tick. So here now I didn't tick. Now, when I tick, you see the first row become the field name. Alright, then click on Advanced button to check the field name and the data type. So you see here, the field name is family name. First name, family name, student ID is in a date data type. Alright, so here text. Alright, it's working fine. Next, birth date is a date. Birth date is a date and the order is D followed by M followed by Y. Alright, now go back here. Yes, correct, date with time. Now check the date order. So just now for our format is the D come first followed by M followed by Y. Then it is correct. If it is not correct, you click this drop down button and choose. Alright. You have to do this, otherwise you may get import error. Alright, next, go to the next field name. Faculty and telephone is a text. Alright, so let's check. Telephone is a text. So I will go to here. Alright, next, full time. Full time is Boolean. Full time is Boolean. So if Boolean, you have to choose yes or no. So here change to yes or no. Alright, now everything is good. Then click OK. Then next. Here, don't do any changes. Next. Here, let's see our primary key. Here, the primary key is student ID. Alright, so I will go to the choose my own primary key and choose student ID. Then next. Alright, so finish. Close. Alright, so when you double click on the students table, you will see a table here that consists of students information. Alright, now let me set the format for the date first. So the date, the format is DD-MMM-YY. Now to change the date format, you have to go to Design View. Now go to Home tab, choose Design View. Alright, now we want to do for the birth date. So make sure you click on a birth date because you are doing a changes for birth date. Alright, now let's click. When you see the down here, you will see a format. Choose the format that are same. Alright, so I have this one, my one medium, same. Alright. Okay, so if I go to the table, yes, you have to save your work first. So if you go to the table, all the dates is using the same format. Okay, now we will do for the full time. For the full time, the format will be yes or no. Display yes or no. Alright, so for my one, you see here, it display the checkbox. So we don't want like this. So we have to change. Now, I'm going back to the design view. And now I will click on a field name full time. Here, the format, I will choose yes or no. Alright, and to change from checkboxes to a text, I will go to a lookup tab. should click on a lookup text, and here I choose text box to make sure that the box display in a text. Now I finish, I will check my table inside a data sheet view. There we go. Now my full time changed to yes or no. Alright, now it's working fine. Let's go to the next question. Save the data. Alright. Next, we have to put the evidence showing that we already import the file. So we have to take a screenshot showing the field name and data types used in this table. Then please in your evidence document. Alright, for the evidence for to show the field name and the data type, you have to go to design view. Alright, design view. Okay, here make sure you see you have a field name, you have a data type, here your primary key. Alright, now I'm going to screenshot of this. New. Alright, make sure you take a picture, take a screenshot together with your table name. Alright, the field name and the data type. Alright, so I'm going to take this. There we go. Then I edit, copy. Here, I will paste inside the evidence form. Right? Okay. Now, let me go to question 22. Alright, for the question 22, again, you have to import the file. So this time, the file name called as g218testdata.csv. So using the same method, alright, so now you go to the access external data, and then make sure it is inside import and link group, new data source, from file, text file. Alright, now let's choose the file, test data. Alright, there we go. Open. Click OK. Click next. Here, make sure you tick on the first row contains the field name to make sure that all the first row become the field name, the heading of your table. Alright, now let's go to the next button. Next. So here, what is the primary key? Let's check. Here it says that do not set a primary key. So no need to set a primary key. No primary key. Then click next. Then finish. Alright, then close. Next question. Make sure the dates and time are displayed in required format. Now class, we have to make sure that all the field name with a dates and time must be displayed with their required format. Now let's go back to our Access and go to click open the test data table. Now let's see the date and time. So we have here is the test date. Alright, so the test date you see here, it's not follow the format. And you see for the start time also, we don't have this one, the PM. We want to follow our exactly our format, which is it is supposed to be like this without AM or PM. Alright, so same goes to test duration. Alright, let me keep here full visible. Alright, now to change all this format, you have to go to Design View. Alright, I will go to Home tab, View, Design View. Here, let me format the date first. So make sure you click on a test date field name. Then go to format and choose the right format. So I'm going to choose the medium date, which is the same format with this one, DD followed by dash followed by MMM followed by dash followed by YY. Alright, now next is a time. So I will click on the start time and the format will be H column MM column SS. So here I don't have any of the list that are same with the question paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type HH colon MM colon SS. Alright. Now, next we will do for the test duration. So test duration is a time. So if you don't have any of the date format that are same with the list, so you have type. So I'm going to type again HH colon MM colon SS for the test duration. Alright, now it's good to go. Class, let's go to the design data sheet view to see the table. Here now you see everything is working properly. Class, when you go back to your design view, you will see that why here it's NN, just now you put MM. It doesn't matter, class. It is working properly. Alright, so you can check here whether you are doing correct or not. So you see here all follow the format. Okay, so now next question. You have to create one-to-many relationship between the student ID in the student table. Alright, student ID in the student table and reach ID in the test table. So how to do this? You have to go to tools and relationship. Now class, go to database tools and choose relationship. Here there are two tables that they're gonna use, which is student. So you add a student table and test data table. Alright. Now, they want to create one-to-many relationship between the student ID from a student table and REG ID from a test data. Class, you can expand this if you feel like you want to easily see the field name. Alright, now I will click on student ID, hold the cursor and drag to reach ID. And then I release. Once I release, I will get this window. So you see here the student ID inside the student table and REG ID inside the test data table. And the relationship here is one-to-many. So I will click a button create. Once I click a button create, you will see there is a line showing the relationship here. Alright. Now, next, you have to place in your evidence document showing the type of the relationship between these two tables. Now, they want you to to show the relationship and put inside the evidence 5. Alright, now class. To show back again the relationship, you have to double click exactly on this line. You click until you're able to see the relationship here. Alright, now let's take a screenshot of these two and put inside your evidence. Alright, Now I'm going to copy this and paste inside my evidence document, inside the evidence file. Alright, now I have my evidence. Okay, next question. Now class, you have to create a columnar data entry form. Class, now they ask you to enter a data. Usually you had some question they just ask you to key in the data into a table. Alright, but there are some questions that ask you to key in the data in a form, and for these keys they ask you to key in the data using form. Alright, now class, you have to create a form. Which field you have to use? All the field from test data table. Alright, and make sure the heading must be aligned to the left and positioned under each other. Alright, now class, go back to Access, go to Create Form Wizard. Here, choose everything from test data. Make sure you choose from table test data. Then go to next. Here the question say columnar. So you choose columnar. Then next, here what do you want for your title? Make sure the title is easy to understand. Like for this case, it didn't specify you any of the title. Just put any title that related. So I'm going to put test data form. Alright, then finish. So here I have my table. Alright, okay. Now they see that the heading must be left aligned to the left and positioned under each other. So if let's see your heading is not on the left, or sometimes the question say you want to put in the middle, you can do it in a design view here. Alright, you can do it inside your design view. Okay. Right, so let's go to form view here. Now, next question. So next question, they want make sure all the field headings and data are fully visible. So you have to ensure that all the heading and all the data are fully visible. Alright, okay. Next. Use the form created in step 23 to enter the following details as a new record. Now you have to copy all these details and put inside the form. Alright, and after that you have to check your data entry for error, your verification, and make sure that all the data is fully visible. Then you can finish. After that, you have to place in your evidence document screenshot showing this data in your form. So now class, I'm going to insert all this information from using this table. I'm going to insert all this information from this table. Alright, now syllabus. First you have to go to the last record and insert a new record here. Alright, so now let's insert the information. So the syllabus will be V1.0. Unit is internet and email class. Make sure the spelling must be seen with the question paper. If the question put it in capital letter, then you have to use capital letter. If the question put it in a small letter, then you have to put in small letter. Now class, they ask you to take a screenshot. Now take a screenshot. Go to new. Make sure you take a screenshot along with the heading. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to copy this and put it inside the evidence 6. Alright. Okay, now I will make it same with line with text. Alright. Now, to check your data, alright, to check the data that you already insert, so you can just go to the new record. And now to check the new data, the data that you just record, you can go to the test data. Make sure you refresh first, so you close and open back so that we can refresh. Now, to search, you can use a search here and search whether you already insert the data or not. So, and then for this case, let me search with the register ID CIE 5437801. So you see here, this row is the new data that I just add. No, not this data. So there's more. Let's search. Alright, so here you have to search because it's a relationship, right? With student ID with register ID. So here, this is the data that I just insert. Alright, here this row. Okay, Jared Bosco. Okay, now finish for this task. Now let's go to the next task. This is a crucial task. Alright, so for the question 25, each test is marked out of 60. You need to calculate the percentage each student has achieved. Using field from both tables, you have to produce a report. Now, for this question, they ask you to create a report. Class, whenever you get a question to create a report, you cannot just directly create a report. First, what you have to do, you have to create a query first. So this is the step by step. Whenever you got a question asking you to create a report. So let's go to first step. First, when they ask you to create a report, the first thing that you have to do is you have to create query. Why you have to create a query? You have to filter the table to display only a selected field name from a selected table to be displayed on your report. Class, if you see here inside the students table, you have a lot of a field name and a lot of record. Same goes to test data. You have a lot of field name and also a lot of record. So we are using query to filter only what we want, only the field name and only the record that we want only, not all from this table. That's why you have to create a query. Alright, class. So now, to create a query, you have to go to create query wizard simple query. Alright, so you have to go to create query wizard simple query wizard. Then click a button OK. Here, let's choose only a field name that we want to display on our report. So, how to know? here. You can check here. Show only the field student ID, first name, family name, birth date, full time, test date, unit, score, and percentage mark. So you have to choose only this field name from both table. Alright, now go back to the here access class. Make sure you choose only when you want to create a query, choose only from a table. Again, when you want to create a query, choose only from a table, from a raw table, the one that you did not filter anything yet. Okay, now, so just now the first field name that we want to display is a student's ID. So not in the test data, so I will go for the students. Student ID, move, first name, family name, birth date. Right, next. Full time, test date, unit. Full time, so test date from a test data table. Unit, and then score result. Here. All right, next. Here the last one is percentage mark. So percentage mark is a new field that you have to create. So this one we just ignore first because it is not from existing field name. Now until result, you click next. Next. Here, what the title do you want for your query? It is encouraged to put a same name with your report title. Because why? Later, you're going to choose a query. You're going to confuse if you not put with the same name. Alright, now put internet unit completed. Because the purpose you create this query is for this report, right? So let's put the same name. Internet units completed. Then finish. Alright. So we already create a query. So next step we have to filter. Just now you create only query. Choose only the field name. Selected field name. Now we want to select it, showing only the record that meet a specific criteria. So second one is criteria. We're going to filter using the criteria row in the design view. So what we want to filter? We want to filter to display only this record. Alright, so you see here, once you create a query, you have 670 record now. Alright, so let me do one by one. First, let me filter full time is yes. Okay, so you see here for the full time, you have a yes or no, right? Now we want to filter to display only yes, only. Alright, now go to design view. Alright, now for the full time, inside the criteria row, you write yes. So yes is a Boolean value, so you don't have to put a speech mark, a quotes. Alright, now let's run. You see now all the full time is yes. And you see now the record from 700 above, and now it become 500 plus only. Next, the unit includes internet. The units includes internet. Okay, class, I'm going to give you a tips. Alright, so to filter, I have a few of the tips here. Let me open my resource. Okay, class, you can use this to filter, to guide you on how to filter the criteria. Alright, so for example, if they ask you more or less, then you can use this. And if they ask you for between or not, you can use this. For criteria, you can use this. Null value, how to sort to display the field name that contain no data is null, and then this one to display only a few of the character. Alright, now let's go again to here. This time what we want to do, class, we want to display the unit includes internet. Means that for the unit column, we want to display any of the unit has the word internet. So how to do that? We're going to use like criteria. So I'm going to use this asterisk. Alright, what does it mean by asterisk? Asterisk means that zero or mini character. So if you put zero, if you put asterisk behind, means that zero or mini character after the A, or you can say starting with A. If you put before, it means zero or many character before A, which is it should end with A. Alright, but if you put in front and after, then any character that has A, either A in front, either it start with E, either E in the middle, or either E at the end. See, because zero or many. So zero character after that also can, zero character after before also can. Alright, so I'm going to use the asterisk. So let's see for the unit here. Right, so I'm going to filter only the unit that has a internet word only. Alright, now go to design view. Okay, so here the unit inside the row criteria, I put internet. Class, make sure the spelling must be seen with the question paper. Actually, your question paper help you a lot on how to do your work correctly. So they already give you the correct word to write. So just follow exactly. Okay, now let's run. Now you see here, I only have the unit that has the word internet. So now class, from 400 record, I only have 65 record now. Alright. Now, do we have anything to filter? Here one more. This did must be on, was on or after 192016, or it is before and on or before 21082017. So it's between 192016 and 3108-2017. So let's check our criteria database. So which one is suitable? So I guess this one is suitable, right? So let's write. So go to design view. Let's go to the test date here, right? So let's write between 0, 1, 0, 9, 2016. And 31 August 2017, between this date. Alright, now let's filter, go to run. Now you see here we have only the date between 1 September 2016 until 31 August 2017 only. So just now from 65 record we only get 46 record. So that's how we filter the data. Alright, so next. So the next step is check if there is a question they ask you to add a new field. So for this question, yes, we do have a question to add a new field. So we have to create a new field name called percentage mark. Alright. Okay. So how to insert the new field name? What you have to do, you have to go to design view again. Alright, so you add a new field name at the end of the field name here. So I put here. Alright, so we have to put percentage underscore mark. So whenever you want to enter a new field name, you must use a colon. Percentage underscore mark colon. Make sure the spelling must be correct. Alright, so this is how you insert percentage underscore mark followed by colon. Alright, colon. Alright. Okay, after the colon, you must insert a formula. So where do we have to search the formula? Here. So how to get the data for this field name? We have to divide the score by 60. Alright, so here score divide by 60. Score class score is a existing field name. So when you use existing field name, you have to write score in a square bracket. So I use a square bracket, score. Close the square bracket. So whenever you want to use existing field name, put inside a square bracket and then divide 60. Okay. Then run the code to see. So here you got a new field name, percentage mark. And class, here, right? You see here it show the data in a H symbol. Why? That because it's not enough space, so you just have to expand it. Alright, you just have to expand to see the data. But now we have to format. So they need to format, which is display as percentage with 0 decimal. So how to do that? Let's go back to our design view. Now put your cursor on this field name, on the percentage mark field name. Then click on a property sheet to display the property sheet window. Here, inside the format, please choose percent because they want percentage. And the decimal place is 0. So go to decimal places, click the drop down button and choose 0. Now you can run your code. You check here. Now the mark is in a percentage. Alright. Now, this is how you create the new field name. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now you already add a new field name. So now this is the time you have to create a report. So you have to create report wizard. Now class, go to create report wizard. Yes, you have to save. Do you want to save? Yes, you have to save. So just now class, we filter a query, we create a query, all right, and we create a query to produce a report. So now we create a report using the query that we just made it, all right, here. Okay, just choose this query. That's why I asked you to use a synonym with your report. Then move all the things, all the field name into selected field. Click next. Here class, the question says do not group the data. Do not group the data. Here, when you go back to your Access, you see the data is grouped. So choose the one that not group the data. So since this one is group, so I'm going to choose a second one. So if you see here, the second one is not group. Then I'm going to use with this one. Okay. Now click on next button. Here also next. Here I have to sort. So let's go back with the question. See if they ask you to sort. So here the question says sort the data into ascending order of unit and descending order of score. Here class, go to unit ascending order. Now score descending order. So choose, click here. Now you see score in descending order. Then next, here check what the layout we have to use, but for this question it didn't see any of the, they didn't specify any of the design, so you can just use anything from the list. All right. And then orientation, let's check orientation, portrait or landscape. Here it says page orientation of landscape. So now go back to question, choose landscape. Sorry, go back to Access, choose landscape. Then next, here what the title do you want for your report? So we're going to put internet unit completed. Make sure class the spelling must be seen with the question paper. If they put capital letter, then put capital letter. If they put a space, then put a space. Alright, now finish. Click button finish. There we go. This is your report. So now close the print preview. Okay. I will go to layout view to show your report. There we go. So we need to modify some things from here. Let's go to the question. So here class, what we have to do after you create a report, you have to rearrange. Follow this order. So must be the first one is student ID, followed by first name, followed by family name, birth date, full time, and so on. So it must be in order. So you have to rearrange this. You can use either layout view or design view to sort these things. All right, so let we go together. So for me, first I'm going to go to design view. So class, inside a design view, here you will see there is two field with the same name, right? So unit, what is the difference? Inside the page header is the title of the table, which is the field name. Alright. Inside the detail, it is your data. So do not rename the name inside the detail. Otherwise, you will not able to retrieve the data from a table. Alright, so you see here, this is page header, this is inside the detail. Alright, so if I go to layout view, the one that inside your page header is this, the field name. Right? The one inside your detail section is your data. So that's why I said do not rename anything from a detail section. Otherwise, you will not able to retrieve your data. Alright, now let's redo again. So I'm going to design view. Okay. So I'm going to make this smaller and put this on here first. So should be the first one is student ID. So I'll select both student ID from both section and put it here. Alright. And then after that it is a first name. So this one, oops. Right. So I'm going to select both field name from both section to side. Here the first name I select also the both, put it after the student ID. Okay. Now next is a family name. Okay, after family name, it's a birth date followed by the full time. Okay, this is birth date followed by full time. Okay, I will put it after family name. Okay. So I will expand the birth date. Okay. Same goes to the full time. I will expand so that the data is fully visible. After that, it is a test date unit score. I just use the keyboard, left and right keyboard to change this, to move this left and right. So test date unit score. Okay, followed by the result percentage mark. Alright, so now I sort in the order. Now I can go to layout view to check. Alright, so the follow the order, but some data is not fully visible. So I'm going to edit from layout view. So how to edit from layout view? First, I will go to the percentage mark. Select the field name together with the data here. Now I can expand it. Alright. Now follow with, so I put here a little bit. Make sure it is inside the margin plus. Now the pass. Okay. And then the score. And then the unit. Make sure that all is fully visible. Alright, so that's good. Okay, now I will go to test it. You have to select both the field name and the data so that they will be in the same align. See here. Alright, now let's check everything is fully visible or not. Okay, so everything is working properly. Right, all follow the order. Okay, so we already follow this order. Alright, and the data and label display in full. Alright, so finish this part. This one also part finish. This one includes a title internet unit completed, so it should display top of the page, center within the width of the page, and bold serif to serif 28 point font. So serif we go to Times New Roman, and make sure all letter fully visible. So how to do this? How to design the title? We will go to design view. Home view, design view. So we're going to edit this title. So I highlight this and go to home, or you can go to format also can, right? So I will go to Times New Roman for serif, all right, and then bold and 28 point. Right, so I must make sure that all letter fully visible. So I will put this down and I will drag this so that all the data is fully visible, and I'll make sure that it is on the center. Alright, done. All letter fully visible. Alright, now let's see our report. You go to the home tab, see report. You can also see the report here. So your report will look like this. Okay, next. Next, you have to calculate the average score and place this below the score column. Alright, so they ask you to calculate the average score. Alright, so let's do this in a layout view. So they want to know the average score, right? So this is a score and we have to put this below the score. So to calculate the average score, you make sure you go to layout view and then select the data, only the data, because you want to count the average for data. Do not click together with the field name, data only. Alright, then go to the design tab and then go to totals here, choose average. There you go. And when you go down to the last record, you will see the average is displayed here. Alright. Okay, and then they ask you to display the average score as an integer. Average score as integer means that the whole number. So how to do that? You can go to property sheet. Alright. So here you can go to data. Alright, data tab. Go to, sorry, you can go to here format. Alright, go to decimal places, put 0, means that whole number. Alright, there is other way, but for the meantime, just use this. So there we go. Then if it's not working, just now I changed to 0, but it is not working. What you have to do, format change to standard. So this is two way how you need to change into 0 decimal places. Now I got 50. Alright, the average is 50. Next, they ask you to add a label average mark to the left of this value. So they ask you to add a average mark to the left of this value. Right. So you have to go to label. Alright. So you cannot add here. You have to add inside the design view. Alright. So yeah. Let me close this first. Alright, so go to view, design view. So this is the average score. This is the one that you made it just now. Right? Okay. Now let's add a label. Go to design. Alright, and then label. Don't choose a text box. Text box and label is different. If you want to display only a text, then choose label. Alright, do not choose input or text box. Do not choose text box, because if you choose text box, they will ask you to enter a value. Okay, so I will put here the name will be average mark. Make sure the spelling must be same class. Alright, so I'm going to make this larger a little bit. There we go. So go to layout view to check. Alright. So I guess let me put this a little bit to below. So let's modify a little bit, make it more nicely. So you see this one is not in the below the average score, so I will drag this. I think I'm going to use here. Alright. And here the average mark, let's see. Alright, there we go. Okay, next. has your name, center number and candidate number on every page of the report. So when it says every page of the report, you have to use either page footer or report, a page footer or page header. Alright, so here they didn't mention you have to put in header or footer, so you can just choose any part from header or footer. Alright, so I'm going to go to design view again to add the name. Okay, here, make sure, for me, I want to insert inside the page footer. Alright, so I put it down to have extra space. So I'm going to delete this because this one I don't need. Here also I don't need. But if you want to put, that's fine. Okay, so just go to label, add in the page footer because it will display on every pages on the footer. Alright, the name followed by candidate number, followed by center number, followed by candidate number. Done. So let's take a look. There we go. There we go. Next question. Make sure that you have entered your name, center number on the report. So you have to print out. Alright, so put inside the print out too. Alright, so go to file, print. Alright, then if you want to go to print preview before your print out, that's okay to check everything is on its place. Okay, now you can print. Okay, so I'm going to print here, and this one is a I put on the desktop, task 3, source file with a printout. So alright, there we go. So if I go to here, my source file folder, when it is print out, it will look like this. This is your report. Alright, then next question. Here, inside the evidence 7, you have to place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the formula used to calculate average score. So you have to go to design view and show the formula for average score. So go to close the print preview, go to design view. So you have to expand this again to take a picture of the average score. Okay, so now let's take a picture of this. There, copy and put it inside the evidence 7. Okay. Okay, so done question 25. Let's go to question 26. So question 26, you have to produce a report again. Alright. So again, whenever they ask you to create a report, this is the things that you have to use. So we're going to create a query first. Go to create query wizard, simple query. Okay, so this one we have, whenever you want to create a query, make sure you choose from a table, raw table, the one that you didn't filter yet. Alright, now let's see which of the field name that we want to display on our report. So here is the field name that we want to display on our report. Alright, so student ID, unit, result, test date, start time. Alright, now let me go. First is the student ID from a student table. Again, make sure you choose from table. Don't choose from a query. If you choose from a query, then you are wrong. Okay? So, student ID from students table. Unit from a test table. Result, test date, test D, start time. Okay, then go to next. Next, what do you want for your query? What do you want the title for your query? So we will use a same title with the report because why? We create a query for the report, right? So this is a title. Okay. Then make sure the spelling must be same. Then finish. There you got your data. Alright. Now, next question. So after you create a query, second things you have to do is filter criteria. Alright, so what we want to filter? We want to filter these two. So the test day is Friday or Monday. Friday or Monday. So for all, what is it? So this is the way of how we filter for all. Okay, so now let's go to design view. Home tab, design view. So for the test day, put inside the criteria row, Friday or Monday. Same field, same row. Okay, then try to run. So now you have how many record? You have 55 record. Okay, so from it's only Friday or Monday. So you see here the record is Friday or Monday only. Okay, now start time 18 or later. Alright, the start time 18 or later. Later or greater or more, we can use more than that. Right, 18 more and equal to 18. Right, if you see here, more and equal, more or after. All right, so we're going to use this mathematical criteria. Okay, so I will put inside the start time. So if you see your start time, there is a record of less than 18 on here, right? So we want to display only the start time after than 18. Alright, so we're gonna filter the record. Now we have 55. So let's filter the record inside the design view. 18 more equal 18. Okay, now let's run the code. There we go. More than 18. So from 55 record, you only got 17 record. Okay, now next, what you need to do? So here after that, step number 4, you have to add a new field. And then step number 3 is add new field. Step number 4, you have to create a report. So here we don't need to add any new field, so we can just go to step 4, which is we can create our report now because we already have all the required information. So now go to create report wizard. Yes, you have to save. So this is the reason where you can see the reason why I ask you to put in a same using the same name with a report, because here where you can confuse because you have two query. So later if you not rename, you're going to confuse. Okay, now the query that I'm going to use is evening testing because I want to create a report name evening testing. So here, so I'm going to move all of this. Then next, here make sure the data is not group each other. So I'm going to use the second one. The first one is grouping. The second one is not group. Then next here we have to sort. So sort the test date so that the oldest date is listed first. So if oldest date is listed first, is it ascending or descending? It is ascending. Okay, now test date is ascending. Alright, then next, here do they want columnar layout, justified layout or tabular layout? No, they didn't specify. Then you can just choose anything. Orientation, portrait or landscape? Orientation, portrait, and fits on a single page. Alright, so is the portrait. Okay, fit on single page. Next, so what the title do you want for your report? Sure, we want the name is evening testing section. Then click finish. Alright, there you go. You got your report. Now, next step, we must rearrange this, follow the order. Alright, so let's arrange this, follow this order, and the label must be displayed in full. All data fully visible. Alright, so student ID first, followed by unit, followed by result, followed by test date, followed by test date, followed by start time. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, I'm going to go to layout view. I guess I can just change from here. Make sure when you move the data, make sure you move together with the field name. Okay. Make sure you select together both the field name and the data. Okay, now it's look nice. Uh-oh. Alright, now check all the data fully visible. Okay, that's good. Alright, so next is has your include the title evening testing session in a larger font size at the top. So we have to go to design view to edit our title. So go to design view. This one title highlight and make it larger a little bit. Go to format here and make it larger. So I guess I can make it 24 and make sure the title is visible. The text is visible. There you go. Finish. Next, I will go to the report view to check my result. Okay, there we go. Next, has your name, center number, and candidate number on the report. So we have to insert our details. Now go to design view. Alright. So here it says on the report, it didn't mention pages. Alright, so you can use a report footer or report header. Okay, so I'm going to put this on a report header. So here. So just add a label and put it here. Because it didn't mention I have to put in every page, so I just put in the start. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Go to report view. There we go. I have my details. Okay. Now finish. Next task is we have to save and print your report. Okay. Let's see. Save. Okay. And then print your report. You can go to print preview before you print your report. Check. Then go to print. Okay. So sorry, this is a printout 3. Make sure you print, class. Make sure you print out, print out, print out, print out, please. Examiner will not see your source file. What they want to see only on your report. So please read the instruction. If it says print out, print out. Alright? Okay. Next, question 27. John is planning to validate data entry form. Okay, this one. Alright, can. Okay, John is planning to validate data entry form. Define the term validation. So, what is a validation? Validation is a type to make sure the data is acceptable. Alright, for example, you want to insert into a table data about name. So when you enter a name must not in a integer. Or you want to enter age should be in numeric, should not in a text alphanumeric. Okay. So name the most appropriate type of validation to be used in the score field Score means that the appropriate type is a numeric data type. Identify the most appropriate validation criteria that should be used in a score field. So most appropriate is we have to put a range, right? Name another type of validation to check a data entry. We have a range validation, we have a format validation, we have a so many. All right. Range validation, we have format. What we have? We have is character validation, character length validation, presence validation, to make sure that all the data must be entered. Okay, so where you can set this validation, if let's say the question asks you to set the validation, you can set in a design view. So I go to student table, for example. So go to design view. Okay. Here you can set the validation rule and validation text. Okay. So next question. That's all. Okay. So for this task, until here only. Alright. So let's see on another task. Thank you, class.